What is going on YouTube? Hayden Mac making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. As I explained in yesterday's video, I want to discuss with you guys why I am short-term bullish. This was mentioned previously in the video prior to this one. And as you guys can currently tell, the market is doing exactly that. Yesterday's video, I said in specific that XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin are short-term bullish and due to start to head up. And as you guys can clearly see, that is exactly what we did. From hitting a low 2 days ago at $8,100, we're currently at a price of $9,300. That does not mean we're going to be heading back up to $20,000 or $15,000 just this second, but there are some very interesting things that we do have to consider in regards to shorting the market, buying long, leverage trading, things of that nature. Otherwise, if you guys have any interest in, selling or getting involved in cryptocurrencies and in these coins specific, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. This way it helps out the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. Otherwise, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can just DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So yesterday, as you guys can see, I said I was short-term bullish, and I drew in the thumbnail kind of why I was short-term bullish. You can see why we're hitting these new higher lows, each one moving us higher up every single time we retest this uptrend. We end up popping even higher than the last one. So with that knowledge being said, it seems like the prices are reflecting just like how it was predicted. Yesterday, you can see, or actually today on the current coin market cap, I refreshed the page. You can see for the most part, markets are up about 1 to 4% all in all. They're not really doing too bad. We did hit a bottom. You can see since the last couple of days ago, we did drop fairly bearish, and now we are slowly creeping back up, but I do want to discuss as to how high we're going to go and where exactly we are going to move to. Now, before I jump into the technical analysis, I want to give a huge shout out for everybody who is subscribing to my Patreon. We are literally having tons and tons of people. We're almost, we're on our way to 80 patrons right now. So huge shout out to everybody supporting me over there. Definitely make sure if you haven't checked it out to check it out because there is a ton of information that I have specifically for my Patreon in relevance to when I plan on buying long, selling short, leverage trading, stop losses, things of that nature. If you want the information as to when I specifically trade cryptocurrency, at what prices, and how I make money, check out my Patreon. That's what it's there for. So huge shout out once again to everybody supporting me over there. There is a link in the description if you wanted to check it out. Otherwise, moving on to the technical analysis. So as we discussed the past couple of days, we were anticipating a swing to the upside for a couple of reasons. Now, when you just focus on Bitcoin's chart, it's actually kind of hard to understand and actually kind of hard to read. And the reason being is due to the fact that there's not much showing a swing to the upside. Yes, we could consider that we came very close to retesting this middle moving average right here, and that could cause for the break to the upside that we're seeing. There's a very good reason that that is definitely what's going on. But we do have to look at the other cryptocurrencies, which showed better signs and better reasons for why we are actually breaking bullish. And you can see when you look at Ethereum and some of the other cryptocurrencies, why exactly we're doing so. So I want to show you guys Ethereum. This was basically the dead giveaway. Now, unlike Bitcoin, we didn't get as close to the middle moving average that Ethereum did, but Ethereum actually managed to retest its moving averages, and we knew that off of a massive swing to the downside, like I say, the ripple effect or the basketball effect, we bounce off ever so slightly less than the last one, but we were expecting to see that upswing, that counter correction from the massive dip that we had, and this was for those high risk traders definitely money to be made. If you bought in closer to 177, selling off closer to $200, you would have made some money. Now, that doesn't mean there's not any money left to trade around with. There are definitely some more opportunities approaching, but we do have to look at the long-term, side of things for Bitcoin, specifically in relevance to trading and shorting the market. As you guys know, we've had this downtrend on the cryptocurrency, on Bitcoin specifically, for months now. years now. You can see just by this quick little update I just did, I zoomed out, we're looking at the weekly now, you can clearly see the massive downtrend that is on Bitcoin and the massive uptrend that is on Bitcoin. You can clearly see the wicks that are forming, the candle wicks that are forming, everything that's on here. You can see each wick does make sure it breaks below the uptrend, or sorry, the downtrend. We don't actually close above here. There is a ton of resistance there, and that is a dead giveaway for the pull to the downside. But discussed in yesterday's video, and for those of you who didn't watch and want a quick update, we said that there was a very good chance that after last week's candle, we were going to continue to pump higher because there is a small uptrend forming right here. We may actually see up to, I'd say, end of May before we see the price turn around. So there is definitely more risk, and there's definitely some more money to be made in the next week or two, but it is of a higher risk than what I'm used to on the channel, considering I'm a conservative trader. Now, obviously, until we close this gap, we're really not going to expect a bearish, drop in price. So with this comes obviously preparation. You guys have to get ready, get comfortable with shorting cryptocurrency, and for that, I like to use DueDEX. As you guys can clearly see, DueDEX is what I use to buy long and to sell short Bitcoin. And obviously with the risk manager, we can actually set up stop losses, as you can see here. And I've been taking advantage of this over and over. Now, what I want you guys to understand is we may be entering a market where we might actually put a short in very soon due to the fact that we are getting extremely close to what appears to be our massive downtrend. You can see this clear as day. Since the start of DueDEX, which, Bitcoin has been running on since all the way back in August of 2019, we have this downtrend that has been holding extremely well, and every single time we get close to it, we end up breaking bearish and falling through. So if you are a high-risk trader and want to just check out the way DueDEX shorts are, consider shorting when the price does reach the resistance of around $9,500. With that, you can short, you can limit trade, you can do a market sell. Preferably, I would do a limit, and then you can expect to, capitalize off of us swinging all the way back down to retesting the uptrend and causing a new higher low in play. That is the best, advice I could give you. Definitely make sure to check out DueDEX. So there is a link in the description, and they are giving, I think, up to $70 in sign-up bonus for free. So it's literally a free way to get Bitcoin. But otherwise, moving forward with Bitcoin, you can see we are getting very close, and as we know, once what goes up must come down, and you can see every time we've tested this top resistance, we end up falling. It's happened numerous times. We get it here, and then here again, and there's a very good chance we're going to do that same exact thing. This could swing us all the way into August. I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to spread a FUD. But after we close or finish off May, there's a good chance we could, correct all the way back down to $5,800. Long term, though, if this thing does decide to pop, if we break out of here, there's a good chance we could shoot up to, extravagant, phenomenal levels in price. So definitely make sure to stick around for that. But ultimately, this is a great opportunity to short, capitalizing off a swing of 9,300 all the way down to like 57. That's about a $4,000 drop, a little less, $3,800 drop. That is massive. With leverage trading this thing 10 times and shorting it, you're looking at a crap ton of money. So definitely make sure to stick around for that. But lastly, to wrap up today's video, XRP was another sign as to why we could have been bouncing up a little bit higher, expecting the correction. You can see there was a clear short that we had drawn at the end of December of 2019. Now moving into 2020, we're back here with a bunch of resistance, and then we bottomed out here, and we're starting to correct back upwards. But ultimately, I don't think this is going to last. We may have a little bit more of a boost in price, but ultimately, I do think we are going to see some more lows coming in the near future for Bitcoin. Let's just go back to the daily really quick. You can see right here we are testing quite a bit of resistance, and there's a very good chance we could, slightly dip a little bit lower, closer to $600. And then lastly, for Litecoin, this coin is definitely one of those trickier ones to predict. It's very hard, especially with where it's deciding to correct to the upside. So honestly, I'm not really able to chart this as best as I could. Obviously, when you look at the weekly, though, there is a massive downtrend, symmetrical triangle forming, very similar to Bitcoin's. And ultimately, this comes to an end closer to July of 2020. But otherwise, that is going to wrap up today's video. For the most part, we discussed everything that needed to be discussed. We expected the uptrend, the swing, due to the fact that Ethereum and XRP did seem to have hit a bottom, and that would ultimately push Bitcoin's price up. But now it looks like we're about topped off, and there's a good chance the next couple of days we're going to start to fall a little bit lower, see some more consolidation, retest this uptrend, and then potentially, most likely, break bearish and get us ready for a short. But that, I think, is it. We discussed the other cryptocurrencies. As for the S&P 500, let me know in the comments if you want me to do another technical analysis on this, on the market, on the US economy. But that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.